So it's been about a week since the last update, and last week was crazy with getting the tripods mailed out, and the last 2 tripods are actually being mailed tomorrow morning, and that's the last of them. But a lot of work did get done this week, so I'm just gonna kind of run around the shop real quick and point to stuff and say that got done. Starting with the off-road scissor lift, we cut the frame off, the part that holds the motor, this guy here. We actually spun it around there, and the motor was right up in here. Now that motor is in the back of the truck, so we're gonna actually take that to get rebuilt, and it's under there. You can trust me on that. So that's getting rebuilt tomorrow, or taking that to get rebuilt tomorrow. This frame we're going to reuse. The hydraulic reservoir, all this we're going to reuse. And as before, all that stuff is going to get stuffed into this side compartment here. So it's going to tuck in here. We're going to have the hydraulic reservoir over here, and the motor here, and the radiator pointing out the back. In here is the rear wheels. That's where they're going to go. We haven't got the rear wheels yet, but we do have the axle being built, and the axle is actually being built from pieces from the front and rear axle of the pirate ship, or the scissor lift. So that's this guy here, and I'm still working on this one right now. I'm just lots of big, huge, beefy stick welds, but this is 1-inch plate. And in here, bolted into these 6 bolts, top and bottom here, are going to be these guys. So this guy will sit in here and turn against here, and these hydraulic motors, we've got 3 of them. So these 3 hydraulic motors are going to go in and sit in here with the shaft coming out, and a plate that the wheels mount into, and then that goes into this axle right in here. And this axle is going to have a special feature. I'm not going to tell you what it is now. I'm going to keep that a surprise for a little bit, but it's going to do something cool. The other bit we got is this. We got the sprocket mounted onto the cog, and there's 6 bolts here, and let's see if I can find it. Yeah, down here, kind of just barely see it poking out right there, my fingertip. There's a key, there's a 3/8 key in there, so the 6 bolts actually don't carry that torsional load on there, but that key that's in there, that's milled into the shaft too, so when it turns, it's going to turn against that key. These 6 bolts just hold it in place, and a little copper trim in there in case anyone looks. And then we got the chain, and I haven't cut the chain yet, so it's just kind of, I got a bolt there holding it just to get an idea. And the other sprocket, so this sprocket sitting in here with the chain goes to this bracket here, and the 4th hydraulic motor. So this hydraulic lines will come into here to turn this giant sprocket. Now this piece of 8-inch by 8-inch angle iron has slotted holes, so we can move it back and forth this way to align the 2 sprockets with each other. And then this plate, which isn't welded in yet, I'm going to weld this here and all the way around. It has these slotted holes so that the whole thing can move up and down, so that we can adjust the chain tension. So those guys are going in there. Not much else has been going on up here. We got the mount for the steering wheel, but we haven't put the steering wheel up there yet. I'm getting a lot of these tabs in. There's a lot of work here. Josh has been putting these in. So these hold the siding, all these. My friend Rua, I'm helping her on her project. So this is her art piece. and my friend Andy and I, two Andys, both welders, we're doing all the big heavy welds on her art piece. So that's this one here. Shop's a mess. We've had people in here every day this week, which has been awesome. Milling machines gotten tons of use, parts cleaned all over, so probably going to do a fair amount of cleanup tomorrow. And then Jules has started on these guys. Now these are the lateral rollers that will hold the wheel laterally. And these roller bearings, these were actually left over from chairlift. When they replaced the sheave pulleys on the chairlifts, these bearings come out, and a lot of times most of them are good. They replaced both of them, but usually only one is bad, so the other one is usually good. So we got a lot of these. Those will get pressed in, and then snap ring, internal snap ring will hold the bearing in place, and a 5/8 radius will get cut out. But Jules has been working really hard getting these guys all done. Those are all happening on the little Harbor Freight lathe. I would never have bought this if it wasn't such a great deal, but now that I have it, it's just getting tons and tons of use. So good stuff. Yeah, that's about the chaos of it all. Lots of drilling, lots of grinding, lots of cleaning and painting off stuff, but lots of progress, and that's extra happy making. So I got maybe a half hour left, so I'm gonna keep welding on this guy and try to get these guys finished up. And yeah, by next week we should have this guy in. I'm actually waiting to weld this in until I get a tool that I can get the alignment on these perfect. So, but next week those should be welded in. These guys will be about in, and actually maybe a little bit longer than next week, because I'm going to take this weekend off and go to Soak, which is our regional Burning Man event here in Oregon. So I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, Saturday and Sunday, holiday for us. But yeah, good stuff. Alright, I'll keep you guys informed, and talk to you later.